Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome along to your matchday warm-up. We're going to be covering everything from the latest updates on Manchester United's squad. We're going to look at the threats. We're going to be looking at my lineup, my predicted lineup, everything that is coming your way this afternoon, building up to the Newcastle game, including, of course, all of your predictions and everybody else in on the league. We're going to have a closer look to that. We're going to get some score predictions and goal scorers. We are going to discuss, first of all, the expected lineup for Manchester United. That's the order of play. We'll bring you up to date with all of the latest news in and around the club as well, of course. I want to get your thoughts on this. I want to get your thoughts in the live chat, please, everybody. Let me know what you're thinking. Let me know how you see this game going and all of your thoughts. Or would you change anything up from the previous starting lineup? Where are you going with it? Talk to me, please, everyone. Get into that live chat if you are live with us right now. Of course, we are running everything as we normally would. The game is running as in our prediction game again, so get your predictions in. The link is in the description. It is there. Everybody get involved, please. And do let me know what you think is going to happen tonight with the lineup, because we're already getting news out, and we were discussing this earlier on, and this is where we're going to start tonight. As you can see right at the bottom of your screen there, the news that has come out that is being spoken about is that Harry Maguire has recovered from his illness. He is going to be fit and available for the game this evening. Harry Maguire is in the matchday squad, everybody. Expected to start. This has come out from Chris Wheeler ahead of the game. So we are expecting Maguire to be in Manchester United's squad, but not just that, starting the game also. No update on Luke Shaw just yet, though, I'm afraid. That, of course, is going to be another one. Now, I'm going to be honest, I'm not as worried about Luke Shaw as I am Harry Maguire. If there was one of the two that was going to be fit tonight and I had to pick, for instance, I would say Harry Maguire is definitely the one that I would go with, because I want that solid base. I want someone who's going to win headers in the box. I want someone who is going to control that back line. As good as Luke Shaw is at what he does, I think we have got cover. Mazraoui can play there. Mazraoui did fine, obviously, in the game against Crystal Palace there in his place. And that's why it is good to have that type of quality on the bench. Centre-back recovery, centre-back replacements for Manchester United. Of course, Lenny Yoro, Eden Heaven. I've got nothing against these players, but this is going to be a hostile atmosphere tonight. This is going to be a up and at it performance I expect from Newcastle United. I do think that they're going to come straight out the blocks. I would just like experienced heads. That's all. And we have got cover in Luke Shaw there, I feel. I do think that Manchester United are going to be okay with Mazraoui there. Maguire, I'm happy that he is. Look, don't get me wrong, if Luke Shaw is actually well, then I'm good. I'm all right with that, of course. But I do think that Harry Maguire is massive for Manchester United tonight. And that news has definitely perked my hopes up a little bit. I'm a bit cautious. I'm nervous, and I don't like St James's Park. I said this earlier on this morning. It's not a ground that I'm sort of... I don't think it is the most... Let's just say it's not the favourite ground of mine for Man United to be going visiting. I've got a few that I don't like. But Newcastle, St James's Park, in recent years, since Eddie Howe's took over, it's been an absolute nightmare for us. So, yeah, I'm not fully confident in the game. I just know what is coming. I know exactly how this game is probably going to go. And I am hopeful with the team that we've got, the form that we're in, the form that Newcastle are in, and everything else that's building up to this game in terms of the whole atmosphere around Newcastle. This could be the night. This could be the one. This could be the one where we actually take Newcastle down. Couple of super chats already in. Adam, I see it now. Gomez was unbelievable yesterday, as in João Gomez. I keep saying it. He's a good player. Very good player. I do rate Gomez, and he will leave in the summer. Red Baron also in. This game is Newcastle's cup final. This is Newcastle's cup final. The Sados, says Red Baron as well. Look, it is going to be, I think, a difficult night for Manchester United from the get-go. And I think we have got enough, and I'm confident we can get through this. It's just that whole that whole X factor of Newcastle. It's a worry. This stadium just panics me for some strange reason. I think it's been sat in that stand constantly, never seen Man United win. It's just had that hoodoo. It's just had that feel about it continuously. Whenever we go to St James's Park, it's always the bleeding same. Anyway, that is my worries and my concerns. Newcastle do carry threat. We're going to talk about Newcastle's threat in this video, of course, and we are going to discuss it. But Manchester United, first and foremost, what are we looking at? Who we start in this game? The news of Harry Maguire being in the matchday squad has definitely given me a little bit more confidence looking at this, and that's where I'm starting with my lineup. I think there is going to be a bigger change though in this. I think he's going to change it up front as well. And now this is my team, so this is how I see it going down. Now, I'm only going with Ahmad over Cunha because of what Michael Carrick said in the press conference, where he said that Ahmad can play in that position as well. And I think he's going to try and freshen things up. I don't think he'd drop Mbeumo because he can be... I think he's been a little bit more stable. Now, this sounds really weird of me to try and even criticise Matthias Cunha at the moment. I don't think he's playing badly. I just feel like if there was players that were going to be swapped in and out... importance-wise, you're never going to see Bruno drop, and I don't think he's going to put Mbeumo on the bench. He's just that good. And in the big games, Mbeumo turns up. He is our man in these bigger fixtures. The goal against Arsenal, the goal against Manchester City. Newcastle I put up there with one of the difficult games of the season for Manchester United, like I've just explained. So I would say that Mbeumo is definitely going to start this game. It's Cunha and Ahmad. It's Sesko. It's these sorts of players that you're going to mix in. Well, Sesko's impact in that game against Crystal Palace, I think he's earned his place in the side. Don't get me wrong. Cunha had a part in both of the goals in build-up to them. He is doing his bit. I just think he's going to, because it's a double game week, maybe freshen it up. I think, look, he might put Sesko back on the bench. He might do, but I think it's going to be Cunha tonight. And I'm only saying that because he has left Cunha out before for Dorgu. And I think Ahmad fully rested and ready to go could be a threat against Newcastle tonight because they are a weakened side and they're going to come at us. And if we're looking at someone who's going to take someone on and run at a player, I would probably pick Ahmad over Cunha on that side. Although Ahmad has predominantly played on the right-hand side throughout the season, I think the hint of Michael Carrick going with him at... obviously at the left-hand side and saying that he can play there as well is why I'm going towards, or just moving towards Ahmad possibly being in the team tonight. And look, Cunha might play, and we're not even going to be discussing it. I've got Luke Shaw in my side there as well. I mean, this easily, if we look at it, let's just mix it up a little bit here and just have a play around with what we've got in this lineup, because let's just say Luke Shaw isn't fit. You could have Mazraoui there easily. We've only heard about Harry Maguire, so let's put Mazraoui in at left-back, for instance. Leniero will keep his place because we know, obviously, that Lisandro Martinez, from what Carrick has said in the press conference, is not fit and available. So, Dalot, Maguire, Yoro and Nus Mazraoui across the back four. Comfortable with that. Plenty of experience in there. And, obviously, Harry Maguire at the centre of it is massive for United. Into midfield, I don't think he's going to change it. He hasn't changed it once yet, so why would he do it again for this type of game? It is a double game week, but I think he would try and get at least 70 to 80 minutes out of Casemiro before even thinking about bringing Manuel Ugarte on the pitch. And it'll be interesting to see how Kobbie Mainoo features in that midfield as well, because he is also starting to tire, as we've picked out several times. The three in front, the three behind Benjamin Sesko, Mbeumo, Bruno and Ahmad. It could be Cunha. It might be Mbeumo up front and Sesko back on the bench. Ahmad in the team. He's got options. Let's not forget, Sesko also didn't play the full 90 minutes against Crystal Palace. Did his bit, did his job, and he was off around about the 70-minute-ish mark, I think it was. But yes, that's how I see it going down. And I'm only, like I said before, I'm only bringing Ahmad in because of what Carrick said. Could be Cunha. And we've not heard anything yet on Luke Shaw, which is why Nus Mazraoui is there as well. We have heard, like, if you are just joining us now, at the bottom of your screen, you will see the latest breaking news. It's come from Chris Wheeler of the Daily Mail. Harry Maguire has recovered from his illness, the sick bug, whatever it was that was affecting him in the last game and why he was brought off against Crystal Palace late on. He is fully fit and ready to go, and we are expecting him to be in that Manchester United starting lineup. So that's where we're going with that anyway, and that's why I am going with them players in my starting lineup. Let me know what you think. Let me know who you think is going to start the game. I've got the comments coming up. One part of my YouTube, again, for some strange reason, is not working. YouTube is having a right meltdown at the moment, but luckily I've got the backup and I can see all of your comments again. Hopefully they fix it for later on in the watch-along anyway. But don't forget the watch-along kicks off at 7 o'clock. We will be covering part of that Chelsea and Aston Villa game first of all before we kick off. So we'll get the first half and build up to the game at St James's Park. So we'll get the first half of the Chelsea and Villa game while looking ahead to Manchester United, Newcastle. So we're on the lookout and we're looking at absolutely everything this evening. So it's going to be jam-packed full, everybody, of everything going on. And I do think that what we are looking at here is probably one of the biggest nights in the Premier League so far. I think this game week is probably going to be the most important. With what happened last night with Liverpool, I do think that Manchester United now are in the perfect position to take full advantage of this slip-up from Liverpool. And I do think that Manchester United now are in a position where we can pretty much say that we are Champions League bound. I said it this morning. I thought that if we got the win tonight, we would. I think we would be safe. I think this is enough. I think we've got enough in the bag. Everyone's going to drop points against everyone else, and that's the reason why I think this buffer and these points already in the bag for Man United, if we get the win tonight, that is, are going to be enough to see us through until the end. I'm going to get into some of your comments on this as well. Forever Positive says, a win tonight and against Villa will be close to guaranteeing of Champions League football as guaranteed as we will get. The results of the teams around us, again, is going our way. Happy days. Red Baron with another super chat. Thank you, mate, for that. Really worried for this game. The last time we played with just 3 days apart, we looked lethargic. We might get blitzed. Good thing Liverpool and Chelsea lost. Well, Chelsea haven't lost yet, but someone is dropping points, of course, in that game between Chelsea and Villa. So that is a bonus for Man United. And that's why that result last night was so important for us as well. Doughty drops Cunha after he helps win us the game. You know, that's from Kaz, just sent that message across as well. No, and I've said that. I wouldn't be surprised. I'm only looking at it because he might try and freshen it up after what happened last time. I know. And I think Michael Carrick is one of them that will learn as different things happen throughout his time. The last game week, like Red Baron says there in the Super Chat, was our worst performance of the season. So maybe he's going to try and freshen it up a little bit. Look, I wouldn't be surprised if Cunha plays the game at all. He deserves to be in the team. So does Ahmad. I'm just looking at maybe freshening it up. I've got nothing against any one of the 5 choices that we've got within that front 4. Happy with Bruno, happy with Mbeumo, happy with Ahmad, happy with Cunha, happy with Sesko. They all deserve, under Michael Carrick, specifically under Michael Carrick and how they played for him, I think they all deserve to be in that starting lineup. And I'm not bothered whichever way he goes. I'm fine with any of them lineups. That's how confident I am. I never thought I'd be sat here picking at Cunha and Ahmad as starting positions. And that's about it. I never thought I'd feel this comfortable in trying to predict a Manchester United lineup in the Premier League. But Michael Carrick has brought this air of confidence. And I think it's down to him that we are looking at this team on screen here and saying that really is, again, I could see Sesko also being maybe put on the bench. The only guarantee you've got there, I think, is Bruno and Mbeumo. The other 3 can be picked between the 2 places, I think. Cunha, Ahmad and Sesko. Bruno and Mbeumo stay. The midfield will stay. The defence takes care of itself. Obviously, the goalkeeper. There's only really 2 places up for grabs, and that's the number 9 and the left-hand side. And Ahmad might be in there. So even if we let's just say, for instance, now, if we look at it from this lineup, and which is the one which pretty much, I think, finished the game, I think we could say, against Crystal Palace the other day. If we take, let's say, Ahmad out of that side and put Cunha in there, I think every Man United fan would be happy with that as well, wouldn't you? Now, I'm pretty certain you would anyway. But look, Mazraoui for Shaw. Shaw might still be fit yet. We haven't had the update on that. There's nothing wrong with that back line. Nothing wrong with the midfield. Nothing wrong with the front line. The only thing that's going to beat Manchester United tonight is, like everyone's fears and what people are saying, a bit of tiredness, a bit of lethargicness, double game week. This is the only time that we've really seen Manchester United struggle this season under Carrick. Is in when we've had 2 games within the space of 4 days, which is what it is going to be again. In fact, it's 3 days near enough, isn't it? A late kickoff, I don't think it's going to make a difference. It will be interesting to see how Manchester United handle the atmosphere tonight and that start to the game. If we see out the first 20 minutes, which I'm expecting Newcastle to go hell for leather in, then I think we'll be okay. And the longer the game goes on, I think the better chance United have got. Just don't concede early doors in this and allow that Newcastle crowd to get on it, because the longer the game goes on, I think Newcastle will start to get nervy. The crowd will start to creep in then. And as good as Newcastle's crowd is, and St James Park is for atmosphere, I do think that it can be the complete opposite. It's like Old Trafford. When you lose Old Trafford and it starts to get a little bit toxic, it's the worst ground in the world to play in. And St James's Park is exactly the same. So when we look at it and how Man United are going to set up, I think it's going to be a destroying type of lineup. Like, stop Newcastle playing, take the sting out of the whole atmosphere and occasion, and then start to work our way in. Look, there's plenty of Man United fans that have spoken to me personally that feel really confident. I've seen it in the chat as well over the last couple of days. Plenty of people thinking that Man United are going to be very, very comfortable tonight. I don't think it's going to be that way. I'm never thinking that way with United, apart from the obvious games. They usually come back and bite me on the arse as well, like it did at weekend, although we still got the points, thankfully. It wasn't as easy as I hoped it would be. Maybe with Newcastle being a tougher opposition and it not being a park the bus scenario, this might actually play into our hands. And I have been thinking about this. I have been thinking that Newcastle are going to come at us. So let's look at their threats. If Voltemade starts, now it's 50-50 apparently at the moment. He, again, is another one who's been sick and poorly, so he might not start. Look, his form in the Premier League is shocking anyway at the moment. So too is Anthony Gordon's, Anthony Elanga. I mean, seriously, that front three should not scare Manchester United. Yohan Wissa hasn't done enough yet for me either. So when you look at Newcastle's team on paper, you really are looking at that and going, not actually scary at all. In fact, for instance, if we bring up Newcastle's last game, let's just look at their team against Everton and what they had in that game. Bear with me a second. I'm just going to get it up now. Right, so Newcastle in their last game against Everton. Let's have a look at their lineups, have a look at their team and what they played in that one. So Newcastle's lineup was Pope in goal, Trippier at right back, Malik Thiaw and Dan Burn in the middle, Lewis Hall left back. That back line, I like Lewis Hall. I think he's a good player. I don't rate Dan Burn. Thiaw has turned out to be a good signing for them. I don't rate Nick Pope in goal. I think he's got a calamity in him. Kieran Trippier, well past it. And I'm thinking that left-hand side for Man United with Trippier at right back actually could pay dividends for us. I think that is an area that we can attack. And I think we can definitely get in there. The midfield of Jacob Ramsey, Sandro Tonali and Joe Linton, still strong, still decent, but I'm sorry, that's like taking Casemiro out of Manchester United side and putting Agate in. When you take Bruno Guimaraes out of that side, it is a disaster for Newcastle, and it's proved that way. Anthony Elanga, Nick Voltemade and Anthony Gordon up front don't give me any fear whatsoever. Gordon hasn't scored in the Premier League, I don't think, this season. Voltemade hasn't scored. I can't remember the last time he scored, and there's lots of talk on it. What has Elanga done this season at all? And you look at their bench from weekend. Harvey Barnes, good player, can do a job, has done the job against us before. Yohan Wissa can be dangerous. Yes, I get that. Asula, Jacob Murphy, Joe Willock, Botman, Alex Murphy, and Leo Shara. There's nothing there that Manchester United should be fearing. If anything, the way that Newcastle play and then players there, I don't think Tonali is the ultimate defensive midfielder. Joe Linton was converted into a midfielder from attack, so defensive qualities I don't really rate. I know he's a unit. I know he gets stuck in and he can be a handful and dangerous in set pieces and winning the ball in the air. And the physicality factor is there with him. I don't think he's that mobile. I think we can get around that, definitely. Ramsey turns up, doesn't turn up, whichever way. Like, you never know what's coming. You never know what's coming with him. And honestly, I can't say that I'm overly concerned about Jacob Ramsey. Alanga, Voltameda, Gordon. It doesn't look to me there like there's much of a defensive mind in that Newcastle side. So they're going to come. I think Eddie Howe is one of their managers that plays it as it is, plays his lineup to the best of their strengths. They're going to attack. The only way that they can defend is attacking. There isn't enough defensive capability in that Newcastle side. And by the way, no one is coming back from injury that isn't in this lineup right now. Voltameda is iffy. And if he's missing, then they are losing out a little bit here. But no, definitely no Bruno Guimaraes, no Fabian Shaw either. I mean, Botman's completely out of favour at the moment. And I'm just thinking set pieces. You've got Joe Linton, you've got Dan Burn, you've got Malik Thiaw there. You've got Voltameda. We need Harry Maguire in this game. We need that aerial presence. I think that's why Benjamin Sesko will also play, because he can be one of them attributes at the back. We need the big players in there. Casemiro, Maguire, Benjamin Sesko. I think all of these players are going to play a massive role for Manchester United on the defensive side as well, because we are going to have to dig in at times against Newcastle. I just don't see them defending. I don't see a defensive part to that team. The front six are all attacking players. They play the 4-3-3. Honestly, the fullbacks are attacking fullbacks as well. There isn't much there. So we know what's coming. We only have to look at their team there and what they've got available to know exactly how this game is going to go. And it's going to be Newcastle using the St. James's Park crowd and playing off that atmosphere and going at Manchester United hell for leather. And that's how they're going to play the game. You can guarantee it that that is how it's going to be. So I think United just have to be prepared for that. As long as we are, as long as we're ready for it, then I think we'll be all right. Let's get some of your comments in here on this one. Wait, I'm sure I've seen a stat with Gomez won in the Premier League with and without Bruno Guimaraes before on Sky, and it's been like one game they've won when he's not played. It's something crazy low. He is that influential on their side. He really is, and that's come from Greg there. Few people have picked up on this. Newcastle will go for us, and that plays into our hands. Just look at City and Arsenal results. We can most definitely pick them off on the counter using our pace with Mbeumo and Ahmad. If Ahmad plays, is the thing. Will this determine what Michael Carrick does in his starting lineup? Knowing that Newcastle are going to come, like Michael Carrick knows Newcastle. He knows a lot of people at the football club. He said this in his press conference the other day. If there was one team that Michael Carrick knows well and knows how they're going to play, it's Newcastle. He's a fan. He was a fan as a boy. He still watches them. He's admitted this. So, yes, Michael Carrick knows what Newcastle are going to do. He should be the perfect man to prepare for Newcastle and getting ready for this game. True, it always happens to us, like Hendo last week, especially ex-United players that show up against us. I'm talking about the likes of Alanga there. Not had a good season at all, but then they turn up against United all of the time. Everyone does it, mate. It is just the norm with us now. Sesko will drop out tonight, playing with a false 9. I don't know. That aerial threat from Newcastle might mean Sesko comes and stays in. I think it's just how I think it's going to be. I see a close game tonight. Newcastle have injuries, but that 11 that they put out will still be very capable. Saying that, we have all the momentum. We got a great result from Wolves last night. I'm going 2-1 United. I like these comments. I like the positivity, everybody. Keep it coming. Going to get a few more in. Not important, but after signing for Manchester United, it was made clear that Amad Diallo did not want Traore as part of his name 3 points tonight for sure. Yeah, that's not my fault. That's just the software. I keep saying Ahmad's full name keeps coming up on my screen every single time. They need to change that. Unfortunately, they haven't yet. And I keep having to answer that question every single time that lineup comes up. So, yeah, no, not ideal. Please keep liking the video, everybody, as well. Make sure that you do get your likes and comments in. Make sure you hit that subscribe button as well, everyone. Moving forward into the predictions again. Big night for our predictions. We're running the game alongside the watch along tonight. The watch along starts at 7 o'clock, everybody. You will be redirected straight after this show. Sorry to the members that when I said I was going to put you across to a members show later, I'm going to just do it tomorrow instead because I've already got a redirected show here on YouTube and you can't do two. So I've been snookered on both occasions in trying to do this. So I'm just going to move it to tomorrow and concentrate solely on the match day. So yeah, that's again, like YouTube, I've had me over the last couple of days. I've had loads of little issues here and there, but predictions, right. Here we go. Mine are in. I'm going to talk through what I've actually gone with so you're all with it. I've picked 3 different ones out. I've gone with Manchester United will score over 1.5 goals. So I think United will get 2 goals. There will be at least 2 goals in the first half. I've said no. I think it will be tight. And Newcastle will have over 6 corners. I said yes to that one. So they were my 3 picks. And you can all see exactly what my winnings would be there if I wagered myself up. Get your picks in now. Join our leaderboard, which is starting to grow again, everybody. Let's see how many we can actually get in on the game this evening. We have got quite a bit in already. Obviously, on match day, it starts to grow even more. So please do get your name in on the predictions now. Be with a chance of winning one of the jerseys, courtesy of OK Jerseys, our match day sponsor. They are right there. No, not that way, that way. Opposite way round. Mirror effect camera, Adam. Come on. Yeah, they're there. And we'll be giving away another 5 tops from them. And of course, I will make sure that everybody knows about that 25 grand that you could win at the end of the month as well. So make sure that you are in the draw by being in our game. You only have to be in at one point this month or any of the prediction games that we've run to be in this draw. So yes, please do get in there, everybody, and get your predictions in now. Manchester United's under-18s are playing at the moment. Just in other news, by the way. Why is that important? Well, Sir Jim Ratcliffe is actually at Carrington watching Man United's under-18s. He has been pictured watching JJ Gabriel just level things up against West Ham's under-18s in that game. So, yeah, you might not think it's important, but yeah, Sir Jim Ratcliffe is in town and is definitely wanting to make his presence known to everyone, I think. And yeah, the pictures, photographers are out. The Jim is watching Man United. In other news as well, Manchester United, right, regarding the transfer side of things, Manchester United are closely monitoring Michael Coyote, Brentford's throw-in expert. It won't just be for his throw-ins, but again, another fullback Manchester United are also looking at. Again, that is also in the news and is... Again, it's just more transfer news and it's just going to continue rolling out now as the weeks go by, getting closer to the season finishing. Sesko has outscored every Premier League player in 2026. He's only started 3 of them games. Does that mean that we have to start him on the bench again? Look, I think he has definitely... he's definitely earned his way into the side. But I really don't think Michael Carrick is concerned about dropping players. I don't think he's got that about him. It's like, he's done well, he has to play. I don't think he's ever going to be that type of manager. And he's not scared to actually take players out and change his shape or change or freshen it up, I don't think. He's not coming across as that type of man. And I think he's got the respect of all of the Manchester United players. So I do think that we could see a little bit of a surprise tonight. In terms of Gomez, the Wolves player, by the way, Manchester United and Napoli have reportedly interested in João Gomez from Wolverhampton Wanderers ahead of the summer window. That's Nicola Shearer has been talking about that. That's the latest there. That's a sort of Italian-linked story there because of the interest from Napoli, of course. But yes, United are looking at Gomez. He is on our list of players. He will be one of the cheaper types of signings. I think you just got to go out and get. You've got to go out and get Gomez. I think it's important that Manchester United do jump onto these opportunities and get these types of players. I mean, Gomez has shown, Ante, over the last few games how good a player he actually is. I think he would be an absolute steal. For around about 30 million, which is the rumoured price and valuation of him, I think Manchester United can't really go wrong there. So I think that is a good signing for Manchester United. Alongside the others, like I've said before, would I take Gomez over Agate? 100% I would. And if we're going to buy Elliot Anderson or some of the bigger names on our list and our list of midfielders this summer, then Gomez being part of the three that we really need in, proven, quality player, I think you've got to look at that. I think that's, for me, I think vital that Manchester United do pick up the next, don't want to be disrespectful here in saying this, but the next level down types of players, like the Gomez's of this world. Like, get your Elliot Andersons, get your top players, like Tonali is up there as well as one of the best midfielders. But I think Gomez is a great number 6. And a bit of an eye for goal recently as well. But yeah, João Gomez, I would be surprised if Manchester United weren't in the conversation for him, 100%. Get some more comments in. Give me your thoughts, give me your predictions as well, everybody. We have got a poll running right now. Who drops out tonight, if anyone? Is it the same? Cunha, Ahmad, Sesko, and Bumo. In terms of who doesn't play, it's Ahmad at the moment winning the vote. I do feel like he doesn't like to change his team too much. And I've just said he's not a manager that's going to scare away from changing it up either, Michael Carrick. But I don't think anyone would be surprised if he picks the same lineup as he did against Crystal Palace, having won the game. So, yeah, I do think that we are lucky at the moment that we have got several players all playing decent, and we're in a little bit of a conundrum in a way, like who to actually drop out, who to play, what the best option is. Just to have options there feels good. And I said it at the top of the show as well, like just to be talking about like nitpicking between these players feels good as a United fan that we're in this position to do it. So yeah, I am really upbeat about what is coming with Michael Carrick. I think he will make the right choice tonight. I definitely think Sesko starts though because of the height of Newcastle and the threat that they're going to bring. And Bumo versus Trippier, says Ben, I know who I have my money on. Senna will keep me calm in tonight's match. It could be one of them games where we need Senna Lamens again. We just need to outpace them, and hopefully Brian or Sesko will finish the job, says John. Greg says, BBC say that in the 4 years since he's been at Newcastle, they've lost every game Bruno has been missing. 9 games. As of January last year, they've won 9 of a possible 27. Wow. So they've lost every game that Bruno Guimaraes has missed. Is that really true? That would be staggering if that is an actual stat on that one. Darren Ahmad is smart, punishing their stamina first, and then Cunha might come on later and finish the job. Whichever way they do it, I don't think anyone's got an issue with. And it's good to have the options, like we said. Just checking out some of the action actually on the screen here from the, I think United's under-18s have just taken the lead again. JJ Gabriel has just scored his 20th goal of the season. Unless that is the 1-1. I'm not sure if that goal is to level it up at 1-1 or whether it was to go 2-1 up. But United are, again with JJ Gabriel, at 15, 20th goal in the under-18s this season. Staggering. Absolutely staggering. What a player we have here. And right in front of Sir Jim Ratcliffe as well. Oh, what a time. Not that Sir Jim Ratcliffe's going to have any influence at all on what Man United do. Of course not. That can't be happening. But it is, look, it's positive to see. Predictions for tonight, please, everybody. Get in there and let me know what you think the score is going to be. Of course, we'll be talking about this a bit later on. If you have just joined us and you're looking for the most up-to-date news going in, there is a bit of team news, which is that Harry Maguire has recovered from the illness. He is in the Manchester United matchday squad, and we're expecting him to start. We haven't had an update on Luke Shaw yet, so we're waiting on that. So my team and my predictor team has got Mazraoui in it at the moment because we haven't heard anything on Luke Shaw. And of course, I would have put Martinez in there, but Michael Carrick, like we heard the other day, has ruled him out again. Greg with a super chat says they've not won, any of the 9 games that he's been missing, only winning 9 points of a possible 27. Yeah, that's what I thought he was getting at, mate. Don't worry, Greg. Thanks for the super chat as well, buddy. 4-2 to United, 1-1, 2-2. 2-1 to United. Next season, get JJ Gabriel in the first team. He'll be knocking on the door. Don't want to force it, though. Alan Speak says 1-1. There's a lot more conservative score predictions coming in now. An awful lot more, actually. A few draws are creeping in. Carl's gone 2-1 United. Wow, I didn't expect that from Carl. That is ambitious. Is that just because of Newcastle's form? That's saying something right there. I'm telling you right now, Carl going 2-1 United against Newcastle away. That's big. That's really big. Paul says 2-0 United. 2-1 red card Joe Linton, says Ben. That's a good bet. That's a good bet. I wonder what odds you'd get on that one, mate. The Honest Tiger says, hi Adam, would you take a point now? We know Newcastle lost 6 of the last 7 games, but they will turn up tonight with the goalkeeper having a great game and the defender man of the match. Yeah, I know it's going to come. And maybe it's going to be different tonight. Maybe it's going to be different. Thanks for the update, Anthony, on the Academy game. It is still 1-1. 27 months a member, by the way, Honest Tiger. Absolute legend. Thank you for that one, buddy. Oh, I know, when you're asking me the question, would I take a draw tonight? Normally, yes. I think there is an opportunity tonight for United. I think it feels different because I think we've got Newcastle at the right time. And when Newcastle's crowd is the way it is the best time to get at Newcastle. If this is tight, the nerves will kick in and United will win it. That's my prediction anyway. I don't think we're going to blow them away. I don't think it's going to be anything like that. I think it'll be tight. I think United sneak it. So no, I want to win. I'm going to go 2-1, by the way. That is my prediction for tonight. 2-1 to Manchester United. I've goal scorers for me. I think it's Mbeumo tonight. Mbeumo and Sesko will score the goals for Manchester United. Our leading 2 goal scorers. I think Sesko will get the first and Mbeumo will get the winner. That's my prediction tonight. 2-1 United. Sesko and Mbeumo to score the goals. That's what I see happening in the game tonight. And that is my full prediction for it anyway. Give me yours. Let's get a few more of them in. Let's see. United 2-1. Mainu Screamer. Mainu's due a goal, isn't he? Everlasting says, I wouldn't take a draw tonight. I think we can get the win and we need it to help solidify that top 4 spot, in my opinion. We need to give room for failure because it's bound to happen at some point. I think we're expecting it to happen now. I mean, double game week would really be where I expected Manchester United to drop off a little bit. But it's if we get through tonight, then wow, yeah. Sesko double, says Paul, with a 2-0 win. Like that. I want Sesko to get to that mark that I said, that 15 goals. That would be great if we can get Sesko up to 15 this season. That's a good first season. And then you feel like, unlike Rasmus Højlund, you feel like Sesko will actually start to improve past that. So, yeah, I'm happy for that. I'd be very happy if he got 15 goals in anyway. Is everyone forgetting Real Madrid and Liverpool who want Stella, and we are looking at Gomez from Wolves? Nothing wrong with Gomez from Wolves, mate. It's Antonio Conte at Napoli wants him. Why should we be worried about Real Madrid and Liverpool looking at Angelo Stella? They can look at him all they want, mate. It's who gets him at the end of the day, Peter. And that's where Manchester United are at right now. They're looking at a few options. So, look, I trust them to get the right players in for what we need. And like we said this morning, interesting how it is starting to move towards Michael Carrick and what might fit his system. Maybe a little hint there as to what might actually be coming in terms of the manager in the summer. Again, there has been more news on Julian Nagelsmann supposedly wanting the Manchester United job, but United, according to reports, want a Prem-proven manager. If it comes between Carrick and Nagelsmann, Carrick's got, well, considerable amount more than him in terms of Premier League experience. So, yeah, I think Carrick still has to be the favourite. Look, that is our warm-up, everybody. Thank you so much for being part of the show. All that's left for me to say is get your predictions in. Hit that link in the description, the top link, and get your predictions in for the Newcastle game tonight. Give this video a like. Thank you, everyone who has done already. And thank you to all of the Super Chats again, everyone. I will see you all at 7 o'clock tonight. That's the next time you will see me building up to the huge game this evening. We will be covering the first half of Aston Villa and... of course, Chelsea as well, while we build up to kick-off in the Newcastle game. So, yes, busy night ahead, everybody. I will see you all at 7 o'clock. Have a great rest of the day. Don't get nervous. United are going to do this. Come on, United. This is the chance tonight. So let's have it. Hopefully, we're all going to be happy Reds later.